Hey there, Disneyland fans! I'm Clover, here with Loop, and in this video we're going to tell you about some of our favorite extinct Disneyland attractions, along with their fascinating backstories. Some of these oddities were around for decades before they vanished, while others survived only a few months. Are you ready to dig into some lost and forgotten Disney history? Let's go! Number 4, Main Street, USA, Hollywood Maxwell's intimate apparel shop featuring the Wizard of Bras. Here was a underwear shop on Main Street, USA that was dedicated to the history and current fashions in ladies' undergarments. The star attraction was a crude animatronic called the Wizard of Bras, which, from what we've been able to find, looks like a mannequin on a rotating platform that would move as a recorded voice would play.
That's about as much as I've been able to piece together from these little news clippings about the Wizard of Bras. This opened with the park, and Hollywood Maxwell was a Los Angeles lingerie retailer who sponsored this attraction. It only lasted 6 months. Maybe it just was a poor use of real estate, maybe Hollywood and Maxwell's sponsorship ran out, but for whatever reason, it didn't stick around for very long. So when the Wizard of Bras headed out, the glass and china shop next door just expanded to fill that retail space on the inside, and the facade on the outside just remained as this cute little Victorian house on Main Street.
That's cool. So it's like a piece of park history that you can still go visit. In 2009, a brand new window appeared above the glass and china shop, and on the window it said Fargo's Palm Parlor, services by Roland F. Crump. Disney fans know Roland F. Crump as Rolly Crump, legendary Imagineer who brought to life not only large parts of the Haunted Mansion, but also It's a Small World and the Enchanted Tiki Room. Rolly Crump is on record as saying that he enjoys the fact that his tribute window appears above a shop with such a quirky history, just like him.
Yeah, he's a quirky fellow, by all accounts. For number 3, let's head on over to Tomorrowland to talk about the Rocket Rods. So we can't talk about the Rocket Rods without talking about the People Mover. The People Mover is one of my all-time favorite rides, but I've only ever ridden it over in the Magic Kingdom because by the time I was living in Southern California in 2003, the People Mover had been gone from Disneyland for a number of years. It left in 1995 and it was re-envisioned in 1998 as the Rocket Rods in what was one of Disneyland's more disastrous attempts to resurrect a ride.
A lot of fans point to the Rocket Rods as the epitome of the corner-cutting measures that were taking place under Michael Eisner at the parks in the 1990s. The Rocket Rods were envisioned as this high-speed thrill ride topping out at like 35 miles an hour, but it was built on the People Mover track. So right from the very beginning, this was a terrible idea.
Yeah, this ride was plagued with technical problems pretty much from day one. It was always out of commission, and it was reportedly really expensive to maintain. So the ride actually only stuck around for about 2 years. It closed in 2000. And kind of as salt in the wound to fans of the former People Mover, the People Mover wasn't even brought back. And even worse, the track still sits there to this day. So fans of the People Mover can still see their lost beloved ride, but they cannot ride it.
Number 2 is in Fantasyland, Midget Autopia. Offensive name, I know.
Cringe.
Apparently in 1957, it was rather commonplace to call smaller versions of something else midget, but they definitely don't get a free pass on this one.
Midget Autopia was around from 1957 to 1966. It was on the edge of Fantasyland over by the Storybook Land canal boats and the motorboat cruise. It was actually the third Autopia. There was also a junior Autopia for a while, which was just a smaller version of the original, and the two later merged.
This attraction was dismantled to make way for It's a Small World, but the entire thing was gifted to Walt Disney's childhood hometown of Marceline, Missouri. And it was set up with a new track in a local park in Marceline where it ran until 1977. It's actually still there today, sort of. You can go walk the track if you like, although it's pretty decayed. In 2015, there was a Kickstarter to try and restore Midget Autopia, but it didn't reach its funding goal. You can still go see a pristine Midget Autopia car that is on display at the Walt Disney Hometown Museum in Marceline, Missouri.
And for number 1 on our Lost and Forgotten Disneyland attractions list, we're heading over to Frontierland for the Rainbow Caverns Mine Train. Rainbow Caverns Mine Train gives a fascinating little evolution of Frontierland. It opened shortly after Disneyland opened in 1956, and as the name suggests, it was a little mine train through the living desert. You saw some little creepy anthropomorphic cacti and some spinning rocks that looked like they were gonna fall on you. It was just a nice little ride through, and it culminated in Rainbow Caverns, which was, yes, a cave with some like rainbow bubbling lights.
Within just a few years, the attraction closed, but it was incorporated into a new attraction, the Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland, which opened in 1960. Luckily, Rainbow Caverns remained, and some other things were added, like audio animatronic animals and some other nature scenes.
As you might imagine, nice, calm little mine trains didn't stick around for very long in the era of the thrill ride. In 1977, Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland closed down to make way for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, but some tributes to Rainbow Caverns still exist. Rainbow Ridge Mining Town is still a part of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and you see a little tribute to Rainbow Caverns when you go into the cave.
Okay, are you ready for like a crazy Disney ride kooky fact?
Yes.
It's absolutely true. I swear to Mickey that people who ride Big Thunder Mountain Railroad have a tendency to pass their kidney stones more quickly. This is based on a 2016 study that was published in the Journal of the American Osteopathic Association. And no, Space Mountain does not work, nor does
Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith.
So don't try those.
Nope, you do not get to pass your kidney stones on those rides. They
Only
studied
Big
it.
Thunder.
It's science. Oh, dang it. This isn't working at all. So, do you remember any of these attractions? Have you ever passed a kidney stone on Big Thunder? Tell us about it in the comments. Do you think the Kickstarter actually tried to solicit funds to resurrect Midget Autopia? Because if so, I think I found their problem.
Yeah, I think they did.
I don't think I could in good conscience give money to that.
I want to know what the deal is.
Yeah.
Are we getting offensive Autopia back?
Right.
Can we call it Little Person Can we just call it Little Autopia?
It's small town Missouri. They'll call it whatever they damn well please.
That is accurate.